Hello, my name is Akinyinka Akinnola, and I'm running for the office of governor in the upcoming Ondo State gubernatorial elections taking place later this year. Don't worry, I'm not about to ask you for money. What I ask, however, is that you listen carefully for the next few minutes to what I'm about to say. Change has begun in Nigeria, and I choose to be part of that change. Too many times, people like you and I sit back and do nothing but complain and criticize. We think politics is for other people. In shying away from politics, we create a vacuum where persons who have never held positions of authority in any structured enterprise or employment rise to high office, overseeing tens of thousands of staff and responsible for a budget of tens of billions of naira. The resulting underperformance and tales of incomprehensible greed and corruption arouses in us great indignation, as if it wasn't expected. My desire to run for office is not about politics. It's about governance. Whilst I recognize that politics is the vehicle through which governance must be reached, it seems that politics has been given precedence over governance, distracting from the very objectives for which the leaders were elected in the first place. I come to this terrain with almost 30 years of experience in engineering, manufacturing, and project management. I am an employer of labor and a creator of wealth, succeeding in some endeavors and failing in others, but with the accompanying lessons of both success and failure. Every day, we have new advances in science and technology. Crowded urban centers are being made more livable through innovation and forward planning. Yet, we cannot even provide basic services to most of our people. When power or pipe-borne water are taken to towns and villages, we announce it with great fanfare. What should be done quietly and with sober reflection is celebrated. 100 days in government has become an accepted milestone for measuring progress. We celebrate the quantitative rather than the qualitative. The theme of my message is clear and it's simple. Let's have less politics and more governance. As governor, I shall harness the abundant resources of Ondo State in the extractive solid minerals industries, providing linkages with established firms as a source of base raw materials in the forefront of the cause for import substitution. I will encourage large-scale agriculture on a community basis, partnering entire communities with established corporate end users of their produce, with calendarized in-situ processing and the addition of value as a basis for our partnerships. I shall leverage on the extensive tropical rainforests of Ondo State as a buffer to global warming and access international funding for the creation of employment based on preservation of the environment and the reduction of carbon emissions. My message is clear and it's simple. Less politics, more governance. As governor, I will send a message loud and clear that government cannot sustain us all. The pressure on government from all walks of life as a sole source of sustenance cannot continue. We are developing an unproductive and rent-seeking populace. I will provide a reorientation and stimulate the economy with such programs that hard-working businessmen and women will be able to thrive. I will stop the migration of our men and women to Ibadan, Lagos, and Abuja because there's a dearth of opportunity to match their education and fulfill their aspirations in Ondo State. As governor, I will restructure our finances and prioritize the application of our funds to productive and income-generating programs. Our state must be viable, or it won't survive. Oil prices are down, and every indication is that they will go lower. Internally generated revenue and monthly federal allocations cannot even pay salaries. Where then will meaningful development come from? How many bailouts can the federal government give the state before another bailout is required and the cycle begins again? My message is clear, and it's simple. Less politics, more governance. As governor, I will engage men and women of proven experience who share my vision of development, people who are more competent than myself in their chosen field of endeavor. For only a poor leader is intimidated by the excellence of his subordinates. They shall be empowered and authorized to act within the limits and the plans that we develop together and be jointly responsible and thus accountable for everything we do, thereby eliminating the need for the governor to be the center of all activity. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not in doubt as to the Herculean task that lies ahead of the intending governor of the state. Varying and often clashing interests, poor infrastructure, inadequate funding, and a high rate of employment amongst others. I'm however confident that Ondo State will rise again because of the quality of our human capital and the indefatigable spirits of our people. My message is clear, and it's simple. Less politics, more governance. My decision to run for this office has been met with concern from many well-meaning people. The reasons are many and varied. The most striking reason, however, I feel I must share with you, is the issue of rotation. The current governor and myself are from the same senatorial district, Ondo Central, and some school of thought believe that it's the turn of another senatorial district to produce the governor. I certainly respect the ideas of people who hold this position, which undoubtedly was born out of experience and the perceived need for inclusion. I, however, hold firmly in my mind that a turn-by-turn approach to governance amongst the more or less culturally homogeneous people shall not produce the best that the people of Ondo State deserve. This is true, not only in Ondo State, but also, indeed, in all the federating states of Nigeria. Come, let's reason together. The wards are represented at the local government level, and the local governments at the State House of Assembly. These elected officials are expected to protect the interests of their constituencies while ensuring the common good. The governor is not a representative of any ward or local government, and should not be. The governor is the governor of all the people of Ondo State, and his origin should be of no consequence. It is performance that matters. It is my desire to see that competence and commitment are not discarded by the politics of placement and positioning in the interest of good governance. My message is clear, and it's simple. Let's have less politics and more governance. We all know that Ondo State, like so many other states in Nigeria, is facing great financial difficulty, which is not likely to abate anytime soon. Our economy needs to be transformed. This will not happen overnight and must be carefully managed. Ondo State needs a visionary, experienced, competent, and committed leader at a time like this. I qualify. Not everyone can seek for office, but everyone can participate. Lend your voice to support improvements in the quality of governance. Give your resources to enthrone good governance in the interest of real development. My message is clear, and it's simple. Less politics, more governance. My name is Akinyinka, and I thank you for listening.